If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy my main channel content, go to the link in the description to the Spidey cast.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Gaming Juice Podcast. I'm Bren.
I'm Spidey.
And it's a Monday. I know it probably won't be uploaded tonight, but we are.
Probably will be. It's just audio.
We are on time, and I also don't have the room done yet because
Nope.
I'm worn out.
He's worn out. He's got a job, kids. He's got a
One
job,
of these
kids.
days.
Pretty soon
It'll
he'll
happen.
have time, but we won't. We may not even include that in the episode. We'll use that as a joking cut.
Yeah.
But, it'll be a joke between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people won't.
We didn't really have much to even say today. At least we don't have. I'm sure we'll find stuff to say.
Yeah,
but
and that's fine.
I don't have a ton of or much of a plan. I think. What have I been playing? I think we haven't talked about what we've been playing lately, really, in a while.
Games we've been playing.
Like, what's the last game you played? I know for you it's fewer and far
Arkham
between.
Shadow,
than me.
I guess, because
VR, right?
yeah, I played a little bit of that.
Yeah, we got VR headsets for Christmas. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, we kind of held that behind. I was gonna do a review on the other thing, but
we've done an episode on it, and I raved about it then. It's even better now. The headsets
it's
are
definitely
lighter.
improved. It's definitely improved.
Battery
so
life's
much.
better. The controllers are better. It's insane how good the newest headset is.
Yeah, the sad
the
part is
MetaQuest 3.
This is the saddest part about the MetaQuest. I feel like it's just gonna, like, obviously it's definitely better, but I feel like it's just gonna be this underdog. Like even on
is.
forums,
I mean,
it's gonna be the underdog.
I think. Well, what I will say is games you should get is Arkham. The Arkham VR is awesome. Is that what Shadows is?
it was very good. Honestly,
Did you beat the whole thing?
I'll even talk about it a bit. No, I'm almost there. I'm gonna get back into it this week partially. But what I was gonna say is about it, because I can talk about it a little bit. Arkham Shadow. So I walked in thinking, most things don't really connect to the lore of this series. Most things don't really care about references or any of that stuff. Most games are very, spin-off games, are like just made because you slapped Arkham on a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Halo Wars is kind of an RTS with Halo slapped on it. Yeah, there are moments
what
where
Arkham game has got Arkham slapped onto it?
I'm saying Arkham VR was very much that. It was very much just a tech
You mean
demo.
before the newest Arkham?
Yeah, it was a tech demo where they just slapped it on there. I'm saying, like, with spin-offs, they don't usually put much care into it. They just say, this is the series, we're putting this on.
But it's just a spin-off because it's VR.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
even, dude, they had an Arkham 3DS game. That game wasn't, and what's funny is I tried to play it. It's a side-scroller, like 3D, 2.5D side-scroller. I am going to try to beat it, but I'm saying when you stick something else in a different game type, like a different one that's contrary to the original style, usually they do not pour time into it. That's a fact. They just put it in name only. It's in name only. It's a sequel or spin-off or whatever. Like.
So what do you think?
Not with this game. It was the one frickin' time. In some ways, it reminds me of the structure that Asylum had, where it was just hallways, man. That's all I wanted. I liked that it was like hallways with like big rooms you could walk around in and admire the detail. You admired the world. It was more about the world than about anything else. It was about like, oh, what's behind here? You found those little radios.
Yeah.
You'll find like a little dartboard and you throw darts at it. You'll find like pictures on the wall that show lore. I was even looking at like calendars and like lists on walls, and they'd say like, oh, Calendar Man is on this list of people that were going to be recruited into this thing or something like that. Like, they'd have references everywhere, which obviously Arkham games usually try to do that. But it's more like a Riddler trophy type thing. The only reason they're in there is so you scan them.
True.
What I like about this is it's a bit more intentional. You can pick up the things off the wall. You can throw them at them. Asylum was nice because everything was purposeful around the world. Every room had a purpose to it. It wasn't just like, oh, this room's just designed for a puzzle. It was designed for multiple puzzles, multiple like references. Arkham City, they just spread everything out and said, "Hey, go on this half-empty map with thugs to beat up."
Yeah, but it was a lot bigger though.
It was bigger, but it was like nothing. There was nothing there. It was probably, this is my honest opinion about it, the open world in that, they jumped way too fast on that semi-open world thing.
Yeah.
Where it felt empty.
Yeah.
There wasn't much detail in anything. It was just you going from like bland rooftop to rooftop. This game, it was not like that. This game felt like I was being guided, and I loved that. It felt like I was playing a movie, but I was actually able to fight. And that's what Asylum felt like.
What'd you think about the fighting?
Great combat.
I thought it was
phenomenal
really
combat.
good too.
Perfect translation to VR.
Yeah.
Perfect translation. It was really... Second thing I'll point out, and this is the funniest part, voice of Batman, I said grad. Turning into the Jun. I'm going to put that reference up there just for you. I'll even look at the time. Yeah, 6 minutes. That's a pretty quick timestamp, so you're going to have that in there. But what I was saying is they got Roger Craig Smith, guy from Arkham Origins. Sounds like the regular Arkham voice actor. He sounds almost exact in this game. He sounds like Kevin. He sounds almost exact. Literally, when I first saw the trailer for Origins, I was like, oh, they got him back. No, it was him. And what I'm saying is we have a replacement Dark Knight. Let's move forward with him. Let him be in more games. I know,
dude.
Let's move forward. And what I love about this game really lets you kind of delve more into Batman as a person. Like, it really shows you...
I didn't play a ton of it.
There is so much lore, dude. I would recommend it. The amount of lore...
I'm going to.
The amount of lore they give you...
I just got hooked on other stuff.
...is so good.
Like the mini golf.
The lore is so strong in this game. Like, it's one of the few, like... I would recommend this to any Arkham fan, honestly. If you had the cash, get a Quest 3 and play this. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice for not doing it. The story is about an obscure villain that I didn't even know. Like, I knew him in a little reference. They referenced him in Arkham Asylum, Ratcatcher. He's like an anarchist guy who's like, oh, down with the rich, up with the poor. You know, they're putting us down. Yeah. It's the stereotype. But I know nothing about him. What's cool is I know nothing about him. They haven't revealed anything. Period. I am blindsided by this guy. I know nothing. They don't even give you a hint as to who this guy actually is.
True.
Period. Like, period, they don't. And he's like a mastermind. He's got like every villain in his pocket. He's got like fanatical followers. Mm-hmm. Like weird worshipy like cultish followers who worship him like he's some kind of messiah going to save like Gotham.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
And you know what's funny?
Even the little bit I've seen.
I can see the parallels between him and Batman. Because Batman is trying to make the city better by roughing people up. He's trying to be on the side of justice. He's on the side of justice. He's with the cops. He's trying to work with the establishment. He knows it's corrupt, but he knows he can skirt around that and try and now he doesn't go far enough in my opinion, but he's trying to skirt around it and be like, I can catch the people that you can't catch. And that is probably, I didn't think about that when I was playing, but just now I was like, the parallels are pretty similar. Both of them are obviously downtrodden guys. Society was crap to Bruce. Society was probably
When you say crap, you mean is Batman or because his parents died?
Because his parents died. Like, society betrayed him. You know, humanity...
Is it like that guy killed his parents?
In a good light. Like I'm saying, I don't know what happened to this Ratcatcher guy.
No, I'm just saying that, like, it's so hard for me to think that they were anyone's dead. Obviously, your parents... I'd rather have my parents be alive than be rich.
Yes.
Obviously.
But I guess what I'm saying...
But my thought is like, dude, you're so rich.
Yes, a lot of people think that, but he was psychologically like...
That's not even the right take. That was just my first thought. And then I'm like, well, his parents died. So,
a lot of people think that. Even in the game, that's kind of the conflict is that people think that.
I'd rather have my parents than have a ton of money. So.
Like, he lost his parents at age 8.
That's rough.
A gun to the face. He saw those pearls fly down onto the ground. He saw him die. And the only person who could take care of him was Leslie. And she's in the game. They put Leslie Tompkins in the game. She's a actual lore Batman figure, which was really cool. They put her in the game.
Yeah.
She's like a motherly figure. She took Harvey and Bruce under her wing because Harvey's dad beat him. Harvey's dad straight up beat him with a bat. So
yikes.
So that's part of why he has those split personality disorders, and that big bad Harv thing comes out is because
big bad Harv.
It's because his life sucked so bad.
So,
but it's like they met, and that's how they met was under Leslie. It was cool. I got to see Bruce Wayne's actual past, not just the bullets going into his parents' head. I got to see how he grew up with Harvey, and they're watching The Gray Ghost. That's an animated series reference, and my jaw dropped when I saw that scene. My jaw hit the floor.
I don't want you to spoil too much because I haven't played much.
When I saw, dude, I got to like, I'm in the Bat Cave right now, so I'm not like a hidden Bat Cave. It's like Arkham.
I only got to the first stealth part.
Bro, the stealth is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna be honest. I was expecting awful. I was expecting not awful, but I was expecting like, okay, this is just an Arkham game that's VR. They threw it together. They didn't throw this together.
That's what I was expecting too.
And the fact that Harvey Dent's in the plot and actually significant, that I can physically see him before he became Two-Face, my jaw dropped with that too. I was like, so I get to actually see their friendship that I wanted to see for years. Like they're building it up in Arkham Knight. Like, oh, he's really sad that he's capturing. I'm like, I didn't get to see it. Every other Batman version I get to see.
I haven't even played Arkham Knight.
Every other Batman game, well, he's just putting him in jail. I mean, that's like another Tuesday for him.
True.
Like that's not really a spoiler. Plus, we'll see.
So you're saying that people should play it?
Yes, I'm saying people should play it.
If you can afford it.
I firmly think that the naysayers, including myself, were wrong. We were wrong about this game. I
wasn't too stoked on it, but it's cool. It's way
I think people realize.
You're saying that.
I think people realize that. I think I realized that VR can work. Especially now, do I want this to be the only type of games that Rocksteady makes? No.
But it's good.
Finally.
VR also, Dungeons of Eternity is one that I would play. Dungeons of Eternity. That game is so fun. That's another one I would try.
It's about the only online game that's worth a darn, in my opinion.
And mini golf.
Like
Walkabout mini golf is another one that's super fun. I would say a must download for if you're playing VR. But those three were the best ones I played, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is the truth about it. Like I said, it's only... I'm not saying I've
There's a lot we didn't try.
Yeah.
But still.
But I get the feeling that there's...
Oh, and there's a battle royale. I can't remember what it's called, but...
I don't remember what it's called.
It's pretty fun. The gunplay is fun.
It is a lot jankier than the stuff we're talking about. The stuff we're talking about is polished and fun to play. That is
Dungeons
janky.
of Eternity is incredibly polished.
The other stuff
obviously
is
so is Arkham, but
they're so janky. Like I'm going to be honest, John. I don't think that any of them are even worth your time.
I don't know. I think that if you like battle royales, it's worth your time.
Like it's worth your time, but a VR battle royale in comparison to I feel like it's a genre that's hard.
There's better shooters on it than
it's
that
hard.
game.
It's like
we were seeing trailers for we didn't play them, but there was better FPSs than that.
Better FPSs. Sure. It was a early game.
That's
I think
one
it was
of the things I wanted to
early...
explore. Was us trying one that was actual guns.
Not absolute.
It wasn't that
bum, not bum, but it's low.
It's not
there's
great.
A low quality aspect to it. It may be fun, but it's low quality. It's not as like the Dungeons of Eternity stuff. What's nice about it is there's actual it made sword swinging actually fun for once, which, oh my gosh, dude, motion controlled sword swinging is usually the worst thing ever.
Did so good with
the throwing axe thing is probably my favorite part of the entire game. The fact that it's for me, is the game fun? I don't care how many pickupables there are. I don't care what things you can interact with. What I care about is that the game is fun. Is the combat fun? Like, that's just how it should be. And the combat is infinitely better than every other game that I've played.
Legends of Eternity was definitely the best. I think the best game besides Arkham that there was.
But in some ways, I feel like the medieval style does translate better in some ways.
It translates really well.
The fantasy stuff, if it's like fantasy, that's why,
the whole potion my mind was blown away. Like putting keys in doors and in chests and like having to spin them and open the chests and like being able to toss potions to your buddy, like, and they have to catch it. It was like,
these guys are next level.
Instead of trading, you just like take it out of your pouch and you just hand it to the guy,
These guys actually tried. That's the thing. And this is the truth. I having tried to develop a VR game and left it behind, this is the truth about it. You have to change your entire thought process with everything. Every single aspect. Like movement, some things have like pre-built stuff, but then you have to program functions into the items you pick up and make them animate.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to think, and then you have to think about, okay, how big is the level? Like, is this level confusing? Because in VR it could be extra confusing.
Yeah, if you're not
is this level? And to be honest, I feel like what's nice about Dungeons of Eternity is that it's streamlined. If it was any bigger, like if it was like say Skyrim, it would get.
Plus, they give you a really nice map. You can find a map, and it's like incredibly. It's like a hologram.
But if the dungeons were huge, there'd be problems.
For sure.
That's the problem with what people were like. Oh, dude, why isn't there an open world? Like they were mad about Arkham Shadow. Oh, why isn't this open world? It's like, do you know what that would be like in VR? The worst thing ever. Like,
I feel like I'd get sick.
And that's the problem with these people is it's like, dude, Dungeons of Eternity is also fine. All these games are fine.
Amazing.
It is
incredible
a great
hub
game.
world. An incredible. It's just such a good game.
Actually,
I would absolutely buy that game.
Put their best.
I would say that it could be like.
It could be
one of the like main selling points of this is what you advertise.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Hands down, dude.
What else have you been playing?
I gotta think. Not much, man. I'm gonna be honest. I've been working hard on other stuff. I've been working hard on the YouTubes. I thought about like just playing like Lego Star Wars, maybe, just so I can have a topic to review for my podcast. Stronghold.
No,
I did play a little bit of Stronghold.
You were playing Battle Network a little bit again, weren't you?
Yeah, I did for a bit.
I saw you playing that one of the times.
If I was gonna commit to it, I'd have to do like a chip build. I'd have to plan things out because with those games, if you wanna maximize efficiency.
Saying, like,
5, I got like close to the literal end of the game with. I was literally on the final dungeon.
I haven't touched any Indiana Jones game in a minute, and that game is super
good. You got that multiplayer game grind going on again, boy.
I can't stop. Dude.
You can't stop, and that's fine.
I don't know how to stop.
You can't. Some people just can't.
People have been like, Warzone is in such a bad spot right now, and I cannot stop playing it.
You know? And that's fine.
Same thing with multiplayer. Like, I just like...
You can't. And not everyone's cut out for the...
Call of Duty's just like...
The pleb normie games, brother.
It's like, you're like, I know this probably isn't the best for me. Like, I could be playing a better game, but like, I'm still going to do it.
If you like... This is the thing that people don't understand as a game...
And I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV a lot.
As a gaming community, some people do... There's 2 types of people. 3, technically. You got the people that play anything.
Yeah, and I still... I've been like grinding Maple less... just because I'm hitting a wall and it's like, oh, I'm level 210? Now each level is taking like 1,000,000 years for me to go up
I mean,
one?
that's kind of where...
Now for my character to get stronger, I have to level up other characters to get skill links to make it so my main character is stronger. So now I'm leveling up other characters to make my main stronger, is where I'm at.
You and I are polar opposites. My cocaine is single-player games. Your cocaine is Warzone. We got 2 different drugs.
Yeah, Verdansk's supposed to come out mid-March, or like towards the end of March.
Oh, dude, that's gonna make your drug go to the highest level.
It's gonna be.
That's gonna make it. That's gonna become your
it's going to be concerning. I'm going to be playing it.
I'm
already playing it so much.
It's gonna become
in the regular mode. Like there was a while where all my friends. I've been actually having a lot of fun in it because for a while my friends would only play Rebirth or like Resurgence. I mean,
gross.
For a while I was like that too. Like where I was like, you just play more, you get more kills, you play more, something more high octane. But I'm back on the.
You're back on the COD.
I love the regular BR mode. I really do.
You're back on the COD, brother.
I am back on the COD, dude. It's
and you know what?
It's bad.
You will never escape.
One thing I did get to do, which was interesting, was I got to, since I've been using my PC again, somewhat. I'm thinking about streaming, which I said, which I feel like my PC could handle me streaming and playing COD from it.
Oh, guaranteed, dude. If mine can handle, I streamed Warzone. So on mine.
Did you?
Yeah, dude, I did one time.
I
did one time. Back when the zombie mode came out, I did it.
So, like, I guess I could be fine. I was going to say I was going to try to use my Xbox and, like, because I have a capture card. But it's also, like...
That's a tedious... I've done setups with that, brother.
As long as my PlayStation... Or as long as my PC can handle it. I'd rather use my PC.
It'll handle it. Especially, dude, your specs, you dwarf mine. Yours, what's your card?
4070.
Yeah, dude, you dwarf mine 10 times out of 10.
I guess I'm just so used to having a bad one.
Well,
not bad, but
like down there in the trenches. That's why I'm replacing mine, dude. Mine's good, but it's like sometimes you got to do it, man. You got to go up. You got to go up, brother.
So you think it'd be fine?
I think it'd be fine.
I'll have to set it up.
Just set it up. See what you think. Put a dual monitor. Do a dual monitor. Do your dual monitor setup, and then just put the OBS.
I've been playing
on
my
the
PC
side.
anyway, just because there's so many more settings. It's like basically cheating compared to Xbox.
Oh yeah, in terms of speed wise, yeah. You basically speed up your entire game.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still a fan of consoles, but
Yeah.
like being back on my PC, I'm like, holy crap! Like the amount of that's another thing is like I don't think people who play console only have any idea how much of an advantage a PC player has,
especially when it comes to settings.
Because they're always like their console brain boys are always like,
oh, your machines are crappy, or
yes,
ours are superior,
or they're like they don't understand the actual setting. Like they think that the reason it's like we're cheating is because they may be on keyboard and mouse.
Yes.
That's not
it's not because of keyboard and mouse.
That's actually more challenging for the PC player. The settings is where the PC player they're getting more frames than you. They can make it so the shadows are easier to see through. They can make it so everything's low poly besides people's bodies, so they stick out more. Like the amount of settings PC player has, and I feel like console could have these similar settings. They just and I don't. It's beyond me why they don't do that.
Well, I think I know why. Exactly, I know why. So this is the thing you gotta peer your eyes into these console brain boys.
Okay.
We're gonna peel back the veil.
I'm curious. Yeah, please.
Peel back the veil.
Because I was like, I know that Xbox can make it so I could put it on low settings.
Peel back the veil here. Console boys are about graphics, brother.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Anytime a single-player game comes out, graphics. Anytime a multiplayer game's out, graphics. Oh, why aren't the pixels, like, why aren't the models better? Oh, and especially the hardcore console boys. That Nintendo crap, dude. You like that Zelda stuff? That's terrible.
You're right. You're right.
Like, you got to understand.
That's kiddie graphics.
These people don't care. That's the real problem. They don't care. Even if they knew. Even if you told it to their face, they would be like, okay. They wouldn't care. They don't care about competitive advantage.
I was telling...
No, none of them do.
There's a guy at my work who is like a console boy. It's not that... I don't know if he's against PCs. He's just like... I don't know. Super into it.
No.
Actually, most of my friends are console people.
Yeah, dude. Most... Like
actually, everyone I play with is on console, besides myself. Or if I play with you or Matt.
Yeah. It's very much...
I guess my friend Zach has a PC. And John.
But it's like very much... It's very much...
But for the most part, the rest of the boys I play with the most with, like my main Call of Duty crew, they're all on console.
Yeah.
And I just go back and forth. I played console last night because I'm not going to buy BO6 on my computer too. I already have it on my
Yeah, well, that
console.
makes sense. Why would
And
you
I didn't
buy
buy it
a
on my
second
console. It's
version?
free because I have the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Why
would you do that?
But I was telling him, I'm like, because I've had a rare experience for me, not rare for everybody, but for me, I've had like the pleasure of like I went full console pretty much. Like by pretty much I mean I did. I was like I've been full console for a couple years now. I think. When did I buy? Or at least over a year.
At least over a year, yeah.
Maybe not a couple, but
it's at least been over a year.
And I started going back to my PC. The reason I even got a PC, because I'm so flippant about things, which I'm realizing as a person, like I'm decisive, but then I flip-flop.
Indecisive.
So when I say decisive, I mean I'm actually impulsive. No, I meant
here.
decisive because I make a decision fast most of the time.
I've done that.
But then I flip-flop. So it's like I'm like I'm impulsive. I'm indecisive, but I'm impulsive. So I'll decide, and then I'll do it. And then I don't, like, weigh the options out most of the time. When it comes to, like, something simple, like, oh, am I going to get a console or not? Like, I'll just do it. Because I originally got a console because I wanted to play Starfield, and I didn't want to upgrade my PC, which is funny because I upgraded my PC.
Yeah, you bought a laptop.
So I'm on console. I don't know what made me... I was then planning on going back to PC again. I was like, oh, I'm just going to upgrade my PC and just like get a new, I was like, I want something portable because I go to people's houses and game. So I was like, I'll just get a laptop. Like I'll get a gaming laptop or something. And I don't know why. I'm glad I got it. Another thing is because I wanted a PC just to have a PC anyway. Because I like using a PC.
Do on it.
Like I use it.
A lot of stuff.
It's dual screen. There's a lot of cool stuff I can do on it. Whereas an Xbox is basically just like you're gaming on it most of the time. Like it's not my favorite thing to watch YouTube on. If I'm gonna watch,
no, dude, not even. I tried watching when I was when I moved.
Like I've done it, but it's like obviously I'd
awful.
rather have a keyboard in front of me.
It's awful. Imagine trying to stream with
but
just
you can
that.
use a
thing.
keyboard on the Xbox, but
imagine trying to stream with just that thing.
I've done it. Well, no, I've recorded videos.
I've done it, my friend. Let me tell you, when you go down those waters and you go to the other side, it was the worst thing I've ever done. Is streaming on the Xbox One. Like it was, like it was.
Was you streaming through the Xbox too?
Yeah, it was. It was literally the worst. It was literally the worst.
I mean,
thing.
I would capture card. I wouldn't stream.
Yeah, it was. Even capture card, like I've had, dude.
There's issues with the newer consoles. I feel like when I tried to do it with my last one, it would like go out randomly.
It was so bad, dude.
And it wasn't even my capture card.
I couldn't change the bit rate.
Oh yeah, I didn't even try to do that.
Yeah,
mine looked great.
I couldn't do it.
Like when I was doing it.
Well, yeah, because you weren't at the era of 720p being the standard. Low bit rate.
But so I got a PC, and then when I got a PC, I then just I ended up like using my Xbox a lot more anyway. Not for any particular reason. I just kept thinking like, well, things are downloaded, it's easy. I was just nervous to play games on my laptop, I think, because I was like, if it runs bad, I'm gonna be so mad. Like you spend $2,000 something and it runs like crap, but my Xbox runs it immediately, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially afraid of Call of Duty because you never know. Sometimes Call of Duty runs like utter balls.
Activision,
it's not really your computer's fault. It's
Slack Division's fault.
Yeah,
it's Slack really Division, dude. And honestly,
plus there's also way more cheaters on PC than there is on console.
I ain't gonna lie, brother. I hope Slack Division takes the dive.
Yeah, honestly.
To be honest, I hope they.
It's whatever. Like at this point, honestly,
they never will. But
so then I could play my Xbox. Then the funny thing about it is I got a Series X. Then I took the Series X back because I got a PC. I was like, I'll just use my Series S because I don't really need the Series X. Then I got another Series X because there was like a really good deal on Black Friday for it. So I got the Series X, and I still have my Series X, and I still use it. But I've been kind of going back to PC because I feel kind of bad that I spent all that money on a PC and I use my Xbox more.
You want me to be honest, brother? I want to be honest.
What? Oh, what?
Oh, no, I'm not even going to say a thing for PC gaming. I'm saying there's an indecisiveness there.
Yeah.
There's an indecisiveness there.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing at him. You people can't see. But someday you got to make a choice, man. Not saying never have a PC, but sometimes you got to, if you spend this much money on it, you got to make a choice, brother. What are you going to do? Which one are you going to choose?
Yeah. And it's like, I can use both.
And choosing, like, it's okay to have a PC, but what are you gaming on?
Yeah,
that's my choice.
That's where I got to the point where I was like, okay.
You have to make an ultimatum.
But this is what I was trying to say was, because I've had the experience of, like, I've been on console for a little over a year. There's way less cheaters on it, too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
A lot of streamers in Warzone are switching to console because there's so many less hackers. But I don't really care about that much.
Me either, dude.
I'm not, like, playing so much that I'm not, like, playing ranked, where it's like, oh, I'm getting hackers so much. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I went back to, so I was just shocked. First off, my PC's run it amazing. It's ran Call of Duty incredibly. Second off, I forgot how many settings that you can switch.
Literally everything.
Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to think this was kind of annoying, but then I forget, like, well, I was on my PC whole life, so I kind of get them now. Like, I kind of understand it.
All that stuff.
So now it's like, I kind of, like, get it now, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I wonder why I was overwhelmed at this in the first place. Mainly I think it was because my old PC was just kind of running like crap.
Well, yeah, and that thing, I mean, dude, once the time, I mean, it's just like dude, I had an Xbox 360. That thing, slowly as time went on, it just, she was not the same.
Exactly.
It did not run, she deteriorated.
But what I'm saying is, I went back to it, and I was like, oh, like, this is nice. Like, this is real nice. Like, having these...
all this stuff.
Like, the extra frames, even though I'm still only 60 frames per second, but it just runs smoother.
Oh, yeah.
And...
well, who has a 4K monitor?
If I had one. But... it's just not... it's just crazy. Like, it's literally
insane.
Like, I was like, okay. And I can see stuff way better, like I said, because of just, like, the settings. I can make it so I can see in shadows more. So I was telling my buddy at work, like, dude, you'd be shocked at how much of an advantage you would be shocked at how much of an advantage they have over you. Like,
it is far more.
If they are playing controller on PC, it's an unreal advantage that they have. Like, yeah, just graphically. That doesn't even include, like, just the performance.
Oh, yeah, performance-wise, dude, it's not even.
So I was like, he was like, oh, so you guys are basically cheating. And I was like, honestly, like, to you, like, kind of. Like, it's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
You can get a PC, but it's like, if you, I just don't think he realized how much of a difference it was. They can now do console-only crossplay, so, like, you don't have to play against PC.
No,
if you don't want to.
You don't have to.
But they just put that in.
They just put that in.
But I will say, I would understand them wanting to do that.
Oh, yeah, dude. From the perspective of them, yes. Especially with all the settings and the some games can't even change FOV. So back in the day, you couldn't. At all.
Dude. That was a disgusting advantage. Having FOV slider in the console didn't. That's absurd.
That's why I'm gonna be honest.
But that's why I'm saying, if you're saying that it's because the bros like the graphics, right? The console brains like the graphics, and I think you're right.
So much.
But it's like, you could still let them be able to put it lower if they want.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm saying the console brothers are so self-absorbed with it that, like, they won't even care. Dude, you think that someone who bought a console to avoid those things is going to want to change those?
You got a point. I was kind of happy that I wouldn't have to worry about it, too. Yeah, that's a good point.
Do you think they're going to want to change them?
No.
You just proved the point.
Yeah,
Dude, all these guys care about is getting into a lobby thinking they're the best,
and beads of sweat coming
trash track. Yeah. A certain coworker said that, and it's like, that's proof. That is proof that these people, and this isn't me insulting them. It's just how, dude. It's how the market was, dude. Do you remember when the GameCube came out? when the N64 came out, they just bragged about graphics.
Yeah.
Graphics this, graphics that. Do you remember the marketing for the SNES? They're like, oh, a bit more cool, a bit more hip, a bit more awesome. 16 bits, like above 8-bit. They were bragging about it back then. Dude, my console's got 32 bits, 16-bit, 8-bit. Dude, this is 3D. Your trash game is 2D. Like it's all been about graphics. That's the sad part about gaming. That's all it's ever been about. Ever. It's never, nowadays, even more so. It's not about the quality of the game, not how it runs.
So not even having the option is crazy.
And not even having the option is crazy.
Because it's like, it would be one thing if you're like, oh, we don't let you put your stuff. Like, in my mind, it logically makes sense to be like, oh, we won't let you put it like super max settings on the Xbox. So we don't know if it can handle it. It's like the opposite. They're like, we're gonna put it on max, and you can't ever go off.
Yep,
of that.
you can't even go off.
It's like, oh, that seems weird. Like, as opposed to, like, don't get me wrong, the Xbox runs stuff. The new consoles
Yes, it does.
run stuff great. Like, I'm not insulting it in that way, but the graphical settings only being on one setting, you have no other. There's literally no other option. It is good graphic, and you have no other choice. Like,
well, it's funny you're talking about this. I've had some speculations. Do you remember when I talked about Steam and how they're kind of like Steam Deck is kind of moving into this market with like, you know, they're trying to do their own thing. They're going to make a Steam OS.
what do you mean?
Like they're breaking away from Windows on those things.
Oh, they're gonna have their own OS.
Yep, they're going to have their own OS. They're going to have their own OS.
Yeah, but what is that? How does that
But
benefit them?
listen here. Listen here, brother. They're going to make a console.
Didn't they try that already?
Like a real full-fledged, I've never heard of any attempt.
Yeah, remember there was I can't remember what it was called. There was like a failed console thing they did before the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. All I can think of is the Ouya, but I don't even know who made that.
No, it's like a literal like Steam. It was like flopped.
I firmly believe they could. If they put the effort into it. If
That's just attached to Steam.
If Gabe, yeah. If Gabe,
But isn't the like Steam Deck kind of that anyway?
I'm saying they could. I'm saying I'm predicting it, where it has all those setting changes, where it has all that stuff, where it has, okay, you can change this and that and this, you can have mods, you can have this.
That would be awesome.
I'm saying there is a market for it.
Yeah, there is.
A more user-friendly PC in a way. Would I buy it? No. But
Because we have a PC.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think with what Xbox and Microsoft are doing, they could also be transitioning to something like that. Why are they having so much parity between PC and console? That was unheard of back in the day.
My thought was that's because they're gonna put their stock into PC than
That probably
console.
is it. But I'm saying Valve.
Not that I know that though.
Valve themselves, I know Valve, yes, they make stupid decisions. They definitely have.
They also make good ones too, though.
But they've made good ones.
Like really good ones.
And I'm starting to wonder if I'm not joking. I think this is the future. This is the future of gaming. Someone, maybe not even Valve, someone's going to do this. Someone will, and it will succeed.
Do what?
This like FOV stuff, all the stuff
You can
that
use
people
FOV
are.
on consoles now.
Well, I'm saying like everything, high settings, mods, like the whole shebang.
Yeah, my thought is why not just get a PC? But like you said,
The console bros don't care, man.
They don't want to have a
They
PC.
don't care. They want it more simplified. That's what they want.
They don't want to see it be a PC.
They don't want it being like that. There will be a compromise. The more we talk about this, I firmly believe there will be. Because they're already integrating together on Microsoft's side, and they're trying to phase the Xbox out. I wonder if someone's going to take advantage of that.
I don't think they're going to make another console. Xbox, do you?
Yeah, I think Xbox is done. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I guess they might. I don't know.
I mean, dude.
They haven't even made a Series. I guess they did make a Series X. They didn't call it a Pro, but Like a PlayStation Pro.
No, dude.
PlayStation always makes a Pro though.
Did
Did they
always
make a 3 Pro? No, they always make another model that's better.
Yeah, they make another model that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, mine was still honking. The PS3 was still honking.
Yeah, it was.
It stayed honking. It wasn't even smaller. They actually removed PS2 backwards compatibility on the other model.
Why would you do that?
The one I got, I could play PS1 games. Couldn't play PS2 games.
That's so dumb.
Couldn't play both. See what I'm saying? In all these retro games, you know, like now they're re-releasing these games on consoles to introduce them to.
Why does everybody? Sorry, what?
They're introducing these games to a new generation. You know, like remastering it, remaking it. Sometimes fans want to play the actual original game, even people who haven't grown up with it. There are times I'll see a remake and I'll be like, part of me wants to just play the original. Because I don't know what this remake is changing. Once you've experienced a remake and you've played the game, you're like, okay, is this really
good? I think it's good.
It? Like, is this really it? Like, does this really... People are doing that with Dead Space. They're like, okay, is this remake really...
You said it was different too, though, actually.
Yeah, it was so different that people...
Didn't they?
They did. In some ways, it goes to the same point. This one, not so bad. Resident Evil... lost, and I'm sorry, I'm rambling and all over the place, but when you look at something like Resident Evil 2, you played the original, right? PS1. When you play the remake, it's not the same game, dang it. It doesn't have the same tone. It doesn't have the same feel. The intentions are completely lost. And I've watched a lot of YouTubers be like, okay, why isn't this game on consoles? Like, why isn't this original version here? Why is it locked behind a subscription service? People want to play these retro games. Even Sony's locking PS2 things behind subscription services. And it's like, okay, people are getting mad because it's like, I've never played this game. This is considered a classic. This is a classic. And you're locking it away. And I'm tying this back into what I was talking about. With access to Steam, you have everything. Everything. And the fact that they're making their own OS.
Oh, that was another thing, too, was that what you're saying is exactly another reason, because I was like, I can't play any of my Steam games on Xbox.
Yep.
That was a huge thing of like, well, I need a PC. I have so many games that would go to
console
waste.
Boys won't have to. I firmly believe there's a future where they're going to merge.
Works for me.
In some way. Not, obviously you'll still have PC option, but I think that this is my opinion, and this is what's annoying. So let's say I make this game. This is what ticks me off. This game I'm making. Let's say I get it finished, right? The only markets I could get are PC and mobile at the beginning. That's it.
Yeah.
What if I want to...
That's a big market.
Get it on other stuff.
Yeah, but that's a big market, dude.
What if I want to expand? And I want to see people playing it on their consoles and give it to people that never got to play it.
You just have to make a console version.
I'm saying this could be the future. I firmly believe there will be a marriage between the two, not a like begrudgingly staring at each other, shaking their fists. I think there will be a time where there will be harmony.
Funny. It's just funny that we're even having to say this because it's just because console boys are literally like, me console.
Yes.
So they're like,
me need this.
They basically have budget PCs as it is. They
Yes.
just don't want an actual PC.
No, and they're acting like their console is different from the other console. I think that's the most embarrassing part.
Why is Sony... What, dude, what's with the hate on Xbox?
I know.
It's not like... Actually, it is just like hate. People think... It's kind of like how people used to make fun of if you... Or not used to, still do. Make fun of if you have a green text bubble like you have an Android.
Oh, yeah, dude. Poor Android people are shamed endlessly by Apple users.
It's like, I swear, it's the same thing with console where it's like, oh, you like people...
You bought this,
even
you bought this
pros
piece of
buy
plastic?
PlayStations. Like, not pros. It's not all about the pros, but like people who stream and play
Yeah,
Warzone,
dude.
it's like, why are they all getting PlayStations?
It's the Apple. That's all it is. You know why
Why does everyone play with a PlayStation controller on computer, not with a Xbox controller? I don't see anybody streaming and playing on an Xbox controller.
Isn't it kind of sad that all these people, see, that's what's so sad. It's the same with Apple, even Windows. Apple people will swear up and down that their machine is like the gift from the heavens. Like it's some kind of magical thing.
Yeah.
Bro, you spent
So
like
much
more than I could. I could build you a PC that runs the same specs for cheaper.
Yeah.
You can't build a Mac. Like, this is the problem. I understand. Oh, but there's bugs. There's bugs on everything, dude. My Mac sucked. I'm sorry. I got it in the time. Even when I got it in the time.
When it was the right time.
When it was the right year.
Yeah.
It wasn't that many years. It may have been like 3 years old. Or even like 6. But the thing is, and then I got like a 2000.
I think it's a lot of years old for Mac.
And then I got 2011. 4 years old. Like maybe 3-4 years old. Trash. Seriously, trash. My brother did. He got one. It's never gonna match.
It ran. Well, I was using a Sony laptop, so
like I'm not gonna count mine. Mine was 2009. That the 2013 one I have is pretty bad too. But that's 2013. But I'm saying
it's 12 years old.
What I'm telling you is people have to stop acting like this thing is a gift to the universe. If you like it, that's fine.
If you game, no reason.
No.
If you game, 0% reason.
If you want to make 3D models and make a 3D game, don't use a Mac. Seriously. Yeah. As I've tried. I tried to do it when I was a kid. All I had was Blender game engine and Unity. Unity's great, but it's still buggy as frick. It's buggier than the competition.
Yeah, I wasn't even just trying to go off on that, but it's just like, I don't know where Sony got the rep of.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
when
saying
did
it
Xbox
ties
become
back
where
in.
people are like, when did Xbox become like the Android?
They are. They're the Android and the Windows. That's what they are.
I don't understand.
You know why they became the Android? Because
Xbox's
Halo died.
console is so much nicer looking to me.
It is.
Its UI is way less confusing.
Yes.
Yes. Its controllers are way more comfortable, and I know that was the biggest PlayStation.
You were, dude. Back then, you could probably go back in time.
You can go back. We can listen to the episode here. How much I'm talking about PlayStation.
Like I said, it'd be a fun thing to do to go back and just
because it's like there was a time where I was rampaging about it. Then I kind of admitted that they were similar when we had both of them next to each other.
Yes.
And then,
dude, my PS4.
Recently, I literally I was at your guys' house, and I was going back and forth between PS4 and, or I was doing PS5 controller and my Xbox controller. And I was going back and forth with each game, and I ended up liking the Xbox. Then I did it again at my house. I'm like, let me try it again. And then I even used the DualShock. The DualShock feels
same, dude.
The claw on the DualShock hurts my hands.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they're 2 sticks in the middle.
It didn't feel bad on the PS5, but the Xbox, I ended up just going back to my Xbox. And I was like, wow, I finally have a decision made, so I'll never doubt it again. Like, I would rather just be using my Xbox controller any day of the week.
Because you like the controller.
I swapped. But we've always been an Xbox. We've had PlayStations, but like
I had a PS2.
Our family's mainly, when it comes to playing online, been an Xbox.
Now
crew.
PS2 has been that is my king online. Of my heart.
We've played like console online.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
We've always been like Xbox.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty.
Back in the day.
On Xbox.
Oh yeah, dude. In the 2010s, all the time.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh, like. Just kind of grew up with it, so I'm just kind of used to it. But
and part of
it gets so much hate. I was looking up online, and people are like, "Nobody uses Xbox control." Like,
oh yeah,
there are people who do, but
yeah, dude, no, it's a stigma.
Like,
I felt sad when I was always mad when they trashed Xbox back in the day when I had one.
I seriously think it's just a brand thing.
I still kind of get a little mad because it's like, dude, it's a piece of plastic, you morons. like, are we fighting over a piece of plastic? Listen, people. Just play games, man. What's the problem? Just play games.
Even I get kind of irritated because I'm like, dude, why are you hating so much?
And the reason why I brought the Apple thing is because they're just as pretentious.
No, I know.
They're just as pretentious.
I mean, it's a little different, though, because if you're gaming, you should not be using a Mac.
No. If you're doing any high-end task.
Gaming, streaming, like, don't.
Gaming, streaming, any of that.
Like, would you get a Mac? It's just.
Oh, but art. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. It's like the PS5. Oh, but this is a high-quality classic system from back in the day. It's a brand that you can trust. It's like
Yeah, so is Xbox.
everything has a brand
Yeah.
you can trust. Dude, that's what I was saying is everyone has their excuse. For Apple, they're like, oh, it's convenience, it's ease. For the iPhone. For
I hate
For PS4, it's like, oh, dude, they got their exclusives. They really make really good exclusives. Not anymore, but for Apple, it's, oh, art, this, blah, blah, blah. Everyone has their excuses, what I'm trying to say. And they're stupid. It's a piece of plastic, gosh dang it.
They're different. When it comes to MacBook, and I don't think it matters as much for consoles as much, but for Mac and PC, it's a huge difference. If you're gaming, why in the world would you ever get a Mac? Why
Agreed. That's stupid.
And I would go as far to say that most people who are buying PCs of any kind, like laptops, are thinking as long as you're getting an actual laptop.
Yes, not a Dell Chromebook style.
Like you're thinking about like you're gonna game somewhat on
yes.
it, of some kind.
Even if it's retro ones, they're like the best retro gaming machines you could ever buy.
It's like you're planning on gaming a little bit if you're getting a laptop.
And this is my problem with the Xbox.
So it's like, dude, you're never gonna get like if you're gaming at all,
no,
you should
don't get
never
a Mac.
pick a Mac. There's just no ever.
You want me to be honest? Don't even buy a PlayStation. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother.
Right, let's hear the argument.
You're on a dying system with exclusives that are trash.
On PlayStation.
That are so bad. DEI. That's all I'm gonna say. First off, as in like, that's a score where they just they don't hire people who actually care about games. A guy commented about it on the Halo thing. They hire people for whatever inclusiveness. They don't hire talented people. That's what's happening in PS4. PS5. Nobody cared about Last of Us 2. It's the most hated game of all time. Last of Us 1 was the most beloved game ever, the original. Not the DLC. The original game was beloved. How do you screw up on the easiest money you could ever make?
I don't know.
Sony's exclusives were admirable back in the day because those people bled and they had sweat and they had tears with all of it.
That's the truth.
They slept like with Bungie. I'm sure they slept in their freaking cots, their freaking offices. That's true, but I'm saying they fought to build a name for themselves. Guess what?
I mean, PS2 is sick.
Guess what?
PS3 kind of lost me.
It lost everyone. It lost every person.
Pro is what kind of got me on Sony kick in the first place.
Because Xbox One original was trash.
PS4 was trash.
Xbox original and PS4 were the most embarrassing launches. I think that's what kicked me in the pants.
Because 360 was legendarily good.
It was amazing. But that's also
even Xbox One was good.
In an era, the original. I liked my 360 more than the Xbox One, to be honest. When I first bought both of those, first off, for me, I'm one of those.
Quiet down a little bit.
I'm one of those people who.
You don't have to whisper.
I'm one of those people who just doesn't like. So first off, when I put that disc in and I saw download, I was like, okay.
For one,
I have a physical disc. Yeah, I have a physical disc.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Why?
That was like the start of not really having discs.
I was like, why?
We did have discs, but it was like. And they didn't actually have the game on the disc.
You want to know what makes me really mad?
Or they did, but it was like you're downloading more of the game.
I'm talking about digital as a whole. I'm starting to get to this point.
Well, you like physical copies.
I used to. There was a point where I stopped caring completely for years, but now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you can delist these games. I can never play these games again because these companies can just rip them off. If something's offensive in them, they can be like, bye-bye. They can censor them, too. They can do whatever they want with them. So for me, I'm like, okay, you control the distribution of my game. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I want to play this game. You know why the E word is so popular is because people are tired of these companies dictating how they play their games, when they get to play them. when the time. It's a freaking game, dude. Let people play it.
I mean, if I bought it,
I should be able to play it, you morons.
Yeah, true.
Don't tell me no. Don't tell me, oh, but you got to go through this. Even launchers, I'm going through all of it. I feel like we've gone so far away from what I call the golden age of gaming. I firmly think there was a golden age, not just in quality, in business practices.
Yeah,
I feel like,
I agree.
and I'm not like, oh, dude, if you like digital, that's bad. I think they should both be an option. I'm in this era.
Digital's just about convenience, literally.
And I'm at this point where I'm like, dude,
It's the only like positive about
you
it.
could make a small USB that you put in a gosh dang case. Is that so bad? It doesn't even take up shelf space.
Yeah.
And
This would even be a bad idea.
when I saw those 200 terabyte discs, I flared up with rage.
That really.
At first,
got
I
you
didn't
worked
care.
up.
At first, I didn't care. I was like, okay, they're never gonna. But then I was like, wait a minute, you could fit a COD game on that,
Yeah, you could easily.
and it running from the disc is nice.
Oh, you're saying like go full fledged to like you need a disc tray.
Maybe not a disc tray. Maybe
Yeah, but you need
USB.
like you're talking like you put the disc in and you keep it in, and that's how you play the game. Like the old.
Like you
disc.
stick a USB in, and maybe you install it from the USB. Maybe that. That's probably how I
But
go.
at least you still own. At least you can still do it. At that
And that's my problem is I want to own my game. Gosh dang it! I don't want to lease to it. I want to own it.
That's exactly what one of the guys I worked with was. He said the same.
Because I actually used to make fun of those people. I would watch YouTubers and physically cringe when I heard them say that. I was like, oh, you're just old. Get with the times, dude. It's the way it is now.
The only thing I like about it is I don't have to go buy the game, which is just like lazy.
Honestly, I missed that because it was an
There
experience.
are some parts about it I miss too.
It was an experience.
Dude, I
there
had
were kiosk
such
demos.
a good time waiting, like every year, like waiting in line at midnight, trying to get
Oh,
COD
dude.
on open and Pokemon.
Certain games,
I would go to
man.
midnight releases for Pokemon, and we would go to midnight releases for Call of Duty every time, and it was
the
I have
coolest
good
thing ever.
memories. Like I do have really good memories of that.
And I'm gonna be honest.
Being like so stoked, then you go home and you like play late. You're like, dude, I'm gonna play.
I'm gonna play this game. You're like, I got this game. I own it. I physically have it. And then I had a massive collection of games. I'm actually rebuying some of them, so I can like put emulators on my computer and gonna censor the word, but
You have to censor an emulator.
I'm just simulating. Dude, I don't want any. I don't want any.
Makes sense.
I don't want any. Not Nintendo is so strict. They're the only ones who care because Sony lost a battle against emulation. So
How?
legally, because they couldn't. It's not their software. They didn't make it.
Mm.
The person recreated their hardware.
You didn't make it.
So they said, you guys suck, and you're not doing this. People want to preserve stuff. They want to preserve this game. Why don't you let them? And that's the thing. We're going to have to keep rebuying this crap. If they don't...
Realistically, yeah.
And this is what's
The
annoying.
word lease is exactly what it's probably going to
And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having leases.
That's another thing. So people didn't... That's like the Game Pass. Like people probably hate because you don't own any of it.
No, I can't
So
stand
technically,
that.
I don't own BO6.
No,
I
you don't
just
own
have
BO6. And for
Granted,
me,
I'm not going to play it.
yeah.
Once it's a new game.
For me, I liked going back to Gold. I remember I was just looking at GoldenEye Reloaded. I played that on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so to you, the battle. That's like, ooh.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why for me the Game Pass I just couldn't. I want to replay my games. I just do. I love those memories.
It's literally just like Netflix, basically, but
I just can't take Netflix anymore. I don't want Netflix for games anymore. I even talked about it before. I'm.
Oh, but dude, it's such a good deal. It's like, yeah, but you're basically just renting games.
You're renting a game, and for me, it's like, I want to play these games, and I want to show them to like people and be like, hey, look at this. That's what my channel was about. Was showing off obscure, cool games that people didn't play. The Jimmy Neutron game, which I haven't made the video yet, but the Mickey Mouse game. Had those companies like gotten rid of emulation, which is physically impossible, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it. I want to be able to talk about these games. I don't want to have people constantly dictate what I do with it. I'm tired of it, man. Streaming services recently, I've looked at the numbers, sales chart wise. I'm not going to say it's 100% true, but not many people are caring as much about this stuff.
Well, dude, it doesn't help when Netflix raised their prices again.
And then you move over your shows to a different streaming service?
Dude, I canceled because I don't really watch Netflix much.
Yep.
I mainly watch YouTube if I'm watching stuff. And if I'm not, I'm watching anime. So it's like I just use Crunchyroll, which is way cheaper than Netflix, by the way. Last month I canceled my Netflix account. It was like $20. I was like, oh, I'll re-up it like maybe for a month, see what's on there. It was $4 more. I was like, it's got up $4 in a month? Hell no.
They're way too expensive with their prices.
Little cocky Netflix.
And you know what's funny?
When I first started Netflix, it was $8 a month, and I was doing DVDs.
Yep.
I was sending DVD, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. They would deliver me DVDs the next, and I also had way more of a selection because it was just DVDs, not like streaming.
It wasn't streaming.
I would get it, and they even did it with games too.
Yep, and they didn't lease. You know what they didn't do? They didn't lease it off to another company and then move the show over.
Basically like a library, like an online library.
And that's what.
So
Netflix
they would ship me the physical device, and then in that same envelope you would keep when you're done, you pack it back up and you put it back in your mailbox. And honestly, I wish it was still like that.
And I'm not even saying this as like an old man, like, oh, look at. It's because they actually can take things away.
Even though I don't really even have a way to watch. I don't even have a DVD player, but. I mean, they're so cheap. I can get one.
But what I'm gonna tell you is this: I honestly don't think digital just doesn't seem feasible to me in some ways, because there's a point where your show's moved so many times that it's like you have to keep buying.
Well, then other stream services popped up. It was like, it wasn't so bad when
Hulu was fine.
When it was like Netflix. Because Netflix was the first one. And and when Netflix had everything.
It had everything. It had The Batman. I could watch that.
And then it's like, oh, somebody catches on like, oh, well, I can make mine. So then we get, I think Hulu was second.
Yeah, Hulu was second.
Then it's like, okay, well, I only have two. Then everybody else was like, ooh, like Apple's like, I'm going to make mine.
Like,
and then Peacock's like, late to the game, but like, I'm going to make mine. Then it's like,
freaking.
Not Peacock. What's the one with the mountain?
The one with the I don't, dude. My memory. I have Paramount Plus.
Paramount. Oh, then Paramount's like, they were late to the game, but they're also like, how about me? Then Disney's like, how about me?
Yeah, it's funny. DC made their own streaming service and it flopped instantly, and they absorbed into Paramount, which is so funny. And they put all the good shows on there too.
Also, I watched Green Lantern last weekend, and I liked it way more than I remember.
Yeah, a lot of people hated it, and I was like, compared to now, dude,
it's pretty cool.
Honestly, Ryan Reynolds is a good actor.
Yeah, he's very good at that one type stereotype.
Hal Jordan.
He was so good as Hal.
But he also had that cockiness.
Yeah, he was incredible at Hal.
And it makes me sad that now it's just going to be remembered. And you know what's going to happen? They'll remove that from streaming services too, because the movie was too negatively reviewed.
I get what you're saying.
What I'm telling you.
Oh, I forgot. Also, HBO. I mean, how many? There's like 20 streaming things now. Like, if you want, dude.
Just wait till
I have
it
a
happens.
buddy who has like pretty much all of them. He's got to be spending like $200 a month.
His account is drained. It's drained. Like, it's getting close to.
Dude, I'm like at a point where I could afford having like 2 or 3 maybe, but it's like I don't even really want to pay for one at this point. There's tons of really great free movies you can watch on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like older in the sense of like they're like early 2000s and stuff, but those movies were sick.
You could watch stuff, dude. There are silent, even old, really old black and white movies that are actually really good, like that you could watch, like old to the point where they're public domain.
Yeah,
with high level actors and stuff like
yeah
of the time. People don't understand, you know. Before we give this,
there's also free ones like Tubi's got a lot of free movies on it. It's
and
like,
if I want to watch
it's like I don't need it to be like the newest of new movies.
No,
like I don't care.
And if I want to watch a new movie,
also, do I really need that many options for content?
Yes,
it's like it's too much, man.
Same. That's why I never that like when
sometimes
I get my
there is a level of too much.
When I'm gonna get my own place,
too many options.
I was scoffing at DVD collectors like, whatever, guys, you're just being dweebs. You're old. I was having that happen. I was like, wait. I could buy this DVD for cheaper and watch this show for way cheaper.
And you have it.
And I have it.
Forever. It's
So
never
if
going
I
to
want
switch
to
to a different
rewatch it,
one.
if I want to review it, if I want to...
Dude, do they make DVDs still?
Yeah, Blu-rays
Okay.
still,
They
to
still
this
do?
day. They sell decent amount to stay alive.
Okay. That's I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised.
Like when you go in store...
I literally
How
thought
long has
that
it
they were
been since
dead.
you've been in a
Since I've been in a DVD section.
a store?
So long. A store?
I think you need to go
The
out...
truth?
Yeah.
Probably Best Buy. I bought my Xbox. Probably. Or no, I actually got that delivered from.
So what...
Walmart.
Okay.
Bro.
Bro, you need to...
I think when I Best Buy, I got something on my mic when I bought a mic at Best Buy.
When I go to places, it's an experience.
You're right.
I'm saying you see people
When it
too.
comes to
That's the nice
shopping,
thing.
I go out, but when it comes to shopping, I usually just pay someone else to do it for me.
I just go in, to be honest, because I'm just like I
You're not-
want
it's
to
not a bad idea.
experience. I want to experience.
Plus, I would get. You just paid more attention to what you're buying. Like, I
You
would
also
probably
probably
buy
pay
better
quite a bit
groceries
to-
if I went.
To have some guy come out and do that
It's like probably 30, 20 something bucks extra.
extra.
Yeah,
So let's say you get a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you need to like stock up the food stuff. Yeah, dude. I mean,
That's
it's
like on the low
it's
end.
like
Sometimes it's
DoorDash.
like 30 bucks.
I've seen the prices because I got it for free because I had a gift card.
Yeah.
But when it was actually
DoorDash is a highway robbery.
oh,
Actually, you get it's way cheaper with delivering stuff grocery wise than DoorDash.
but it's still like
It's still like
it's not worth it, bro.
yeah.
I understand you don't want to go in there. I understand grocery store may be miserable, but sometimes you gotta go through. This is the problem with people these days. You think, oh, I can skip this and that, but it's like,
Yeah.
not really. In some ways, you skipping it is kind of it may affect things. Like it may first off, it affects your wallet. It adds more money.
But
to
I mean,
your
like
wallet.
I'm buying groceries like once a month. It's like I don't know
I would still do it if I were you, but that's me. But
why.
I don't know. I like to see people. I'm just gonna be honest. I like going to places.
I
like
just hate shopping, dude.
shopping
So much
is
boring.
awful.
I'd rather
agree
go
with
in
you.
like I don't care going to a store and looking at cool stuff.
I
I don't want
understand.
to shop for food.
I understand hating shopping. Like, oh, I hate this. But I guess what I'm saying
Like
is
if we're like, hey, let's go look at the video game section, or let's go look at this. Like that's fun.
yeah.
Me
But
being
I'm
like,
saying,
hey, let's go to Meijer and get chicken.
I guess I'm saying like, I don't know. For me, I just feel it's like I could just skip out on this and like get the pleasure instantly with no work.
Yeah. Well, that's where. Yeah.
It's the same with games. It's like people have
DoorDash
become,
is. You're completely right about DoorDash. It's always a waste of money. It's such a ripoff.
Well, same-
literally always.
same with digital games. I mean, they're way too expensive. They're way too
They're the
expensive.
same, aren't they? The same.
Like back in the day, it was $60.
Yeah. Well, games are always going up, man. Now it's 70, I think, for the new consoles.
Yeah, it's
Probably
moronic
go up
because
again.
these morons keep spending so much money
And
on.
we're getting less finished games too. Which is
Yeah, and I'm getting games that are half finished. Good job, guys.
I know.
See what happened? What happened? man?
You were kind of onto something of like, it's good to go do it. Like
I guess I'm saying what
we're
happened?
shopping. Like I don't think it's a big deal, but it's like you're right. It's like so I'm getting my games digitally. I'm buying stuff off
Yeah,
Amazon.
you won't
I'm
even have to
getting
go
my
outside
groceries
anymore at
the
some
store.
point. Your fancy VR headset's going to become your.
Yeah, it's like
What are you going to do? Oh, we don't even have to meet anymore. People are going to take advantage
it's
of
like
that
if
so
I worked
much.
from home, it'd be like
You wouldn't see a
it's
soul,
like
dude. Taking online classes was the worst.
Yeah, I remember
because
you said
because
that, yeah.
it's not because it's like I feel like I'm accomplishing something. When I'm at home, I'm just like my brain can't even work on school,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's way harder. Yeah,
It's harder
It's
to
true.
do important things. Like
Yeah.
people need social interaction. People need to get out, man.
I agree. You're right.
Like the problem is
I mean, I do anyway. But
yeah, but some people are gonna take
But I'm
advantage
saying
of this.
there are people who don't leave their house at all, ever. They work from home. They get everything delivered. They don't hang out with friends. Like their friends could be like you just playing games online.
This is a recluse's dream, this society.
Oh, I know.
And also, it affects everything. Everything sucks now. Like, in comparison, it's so sad. It's not even a Glory Days thing. People just don't care. They got so much cash, they can crap out the worst thing ever. You don't even have
companies?
to try.
Yeah.
That's what's so sad.
We're all just going to consume it.
That's what makes me sad. Like, and now finally...
Well, it depends. It depends on what it is.
Like, finally, I'm
Call of Duty, I just have a problem.
Like, dude, bro, I'm going to be honest.
But there's a lot of games I don't buy.
I have been spurned so many times by things I loved so much.
Halo.
I loved COD. I loved COD 4. I loved MW2. I loved MW3. I loved Black Ops.
Me too.
I played Black Ops 3. That was the... You know what? This is how I mark it. The second 2016 hit, I just... Something in me was like, okay, this wasn't so good, but gaming's still good. 2017, okay. You know, Battlefront 2 is fun. It's good. 2018, I'm like, okay, what's happening? What's happening? Where's the games? I'm like, oh, I play COD. I'm like, what is this? What happened?
Yeah.
What? You know, Blackout came out. I'm like,
I did not like Blackout when it first came out.
What? And then,
even though I think I would think I would like it more now.
Well, probably. I think I'd like it more too.
Now that, yeah.
It's probably dead as a...
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, I think
grave.
that a lot of people want that version back.
Honestly, in hindsight...
Besides Warzone. I mean, Warzone 1. But, like, people were like, a lot of the pros, like, people who play pro multiplayer, liked Blackout, like, way more.
Oh, yeah.
Than they liked Warzone.
Well, here's the next one. 2019 comes. Okay, it's Warzone. I'm like, okay, it's a side mode.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're not pouring that much time into it. You know, it's fine.
It's just supposed to be a toss away.
It's just a toss
honestly.
away. I start to see the COD logo shrink, and then they put Warzone at the top of it. I'm like, okay. What? I'm like, okay, there's sliding. There's glitches that give you a advantage.
What glitches?
Slide canceling. I'm like, okay, there are glitches
that's
that give
been around
you
forever.
I'm saying this was in 2019.
I was around
like
before
the
that
beginning
too.
Of the era, but this was like the beginning where it was like popularized. Everybody knew.
Slide canceling has been around.
MW
for a while.
2019. They were like, this was the big thing. There were guides on YouTube. Like, this was I
think that slide canceling became easier.
It became easier. They made it easier, and then guess what happened? 2020 comes out. I'm like, okay. Cold War. Okay, I liked the multiplayer. I was like, okay, I'll play the zombie mode.
Fun.
Play the zombie mode. Outbreak. Okay, so another thing's been influenced by Battle Royale. Did they just kill zombies? That's what I was thinking in my head. Did they just kill zombies because of a trend?
Then they started making a Warzone after every game they released.
I was like, Warzone 2. Okay.
Because it was like that. Then it was Caldera. So they switched the map. Then they just put the guns in the same engine. So it was like, that's not that bad. Like, at least it's the same game. Like,
yes.
Engine. Then they started being like, no, we're just going to release a new Warzone every single game that comes out.
So MW2 comes out. The new Modern Warfare 2. I'm like, okay.
They don't have the worst Warzone we've ever had.
I'm going to give this a chance. I was like, okay, I'm going to give this COD one more chance. I was like, I'm going to give it one more chance, okay? And then I played it. I played multiplayer. Tried to shoot a guy. Didn't die. I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I was like, it's fine. It's fine.
I remember this.
Play Warzone 2. I'm like, okay. I'm dead as I parachute down.
Worst Warzone I think we've ever had.
And then I skipped. I was like, and then when I finally started thinking about it, I was like, I'm never going to buy these games for multiplayer or Battle Royale ever again. I'm just going to buy them for...
Battle Royale is totally free.
And well, at first I was like, okay, you know, I'm still here. You know, you're still with me. Maybe this is just a bad COD. MW3 comes out. I'm like, okay.
I loved it.
Remastered maps,
just because
that's
it was
cool.
MW2 maps.
But then I was like, okay, another Warzone. I was like, why is there zombies in this? In Modern Warfare 3? What's with the campaign? What's happening?
Yeah, true. Campaign.
BO6. I finally get there, and I'm like, I play the zombies. I'm like, I'm probably only going to buy these games for this, to be honest.
Yeah. The zombie was worth it in this one. They did a good job. They're
doing
a good job.
They actually cared for 5 seconds.
Yeah. I like that the Easter eggs are just the boss fights. I like that they aren't like such crazy. You don't have to like do it for hours and hours and hours to get through.
And then I saw that a guy got kicked from the campaign because his internet stopped working.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, this is part of what that was kind of the final.
Why do they have to do the online campaign thing? I don't get it.
That was the final straw.
What does that accomplish?
Locks it away so you can just buy the new one and forget this one.
Like, so that servers will eventually go down for that, you're saying?
Oh, yeah, they're going to kill that. They're going to kill it all. There's going to be a kill switch for the entire thing.
Yeah, but all the other multiplayers you can still play.
But that's because they left him alive. That's the thing. That doesn't mean it's going to survive.
Wait, there has to be a reason they do it. Like, it's not even just COD. Why does any game make it so you have to play online to play campaign?
Online only?
Yeah, why do they do that?
Beats me, dude. But when
What's the possible reason?
I looked at their for some developers it's just so they can push their weird DLC things that you can buy and like content
Diablo
stuff.
Was like, can't play offline. It's like, why?
In my head, I was like, okay, do I like games? Am I a gamer? That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, other than retro games, am I really a gamer anymore? Like, do I have to go to am I fully going to the indie side? That there are days I've started thinking about that because I'm like, I can't stand any of this. I can't stand any of this stuff anymore. It made me angry. I was angry. I couldn't even play these games. Like when that shotgun shot went off, that was the shotgun shot that, when I shot that shotgun.
Yeah.
That was the first straw that broke the camel's back. But then Strike 2 came. They started sacrificing other modes and making Battle Royale light versions. They did that to campaign too in Modern Warfare 3. They put Warzone maps in it.
Yeah, well, that's because it wasn't even supposed to be a game. It was supposed to be a DLC for
3?
For 2.
Oh, that's part of Strike 2. I'll add that to Strike 2.
No, it's a big strike because they basically were just like, oh, instead of doing this a DLC, let's just make it a full other title that they have to pay for.
Strike 3? Only online. That is when I was like,
I would really be curious to why people anyone says they do that.
I think here's my impression before we end this. My impression is a lot of people have a lot of times, people will talk about the old COD campaigns and they'll be like, okay, yeah, 2019 was decent, but it was never like
it's pretty fun, yeah.
To the level of back then where every moment was like
4 is the best.
Every moment was like the whole trilogy. Like
I agree, but 4 had the most.
Oh yeah,
to me, the most memorable.
That was
stuff.
when, and that's what's so sad about it is
actually the new campaign was really good. The BO6's campaign.
My problem is,
it's not like as good as back then.
This is my problem. I genuinely think they're just lazy. These people are lazy. They're not committed. They hire unqualified people. We know the DEI. That's part of it. That was part of it for years.
For COD even?
Even COD.
I don't know. I just think they just suck.
Well, they're just cubicle crawling weirdos. But most of them are. Most of them are.
Dude, can we just? I think BO6 was a solid game.
Compared
like the actual
to,
multiplayer.
Compared to the molasses,
was bad.
Compared to cow patties, literal cow patties. Like yeah.
No, I think it's good. I think it's a good game in general.
They were absolute cow patties before that, dude. They're
no. Cold War's multiplayer was good.
That was fine, but it's like most of it
and I also thought that, even though they scammed us with the price, I also thought that Modern Warfare 3 was good.
Modern Warfare 3 could have been successful.
I played the multiplayer on that so much.
And COD's
more than any
successful.
One of them, actually.
Because they put the whole maps in.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Isn't that kind of sad that they can't do a new thing to save their...
I also played a lot of multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2, but it was pretty bad.
And you know what? I can't shoot people. And I can't kill them. See, back then it was because I sucked at aiming.
With the shotgun on them.
So I'm a grown man.
I mean, if you shoot someone with a shotgun point blank, realistically, it should just be a shot.
If someone's in your crosshairs with any weapon, and you fire at them in a COD game, they're dead. It's about who fires first. That's what it's always been about. It's not about how zoomy, crazy you can be. It's about who shot first. For me, it's like, and if you want to keep the style, make it good. Make it work. Don't add glitches. Don't have exploits. Don't make exploits easy.
You talking about sliding canceling?
Yes.
I love slide canceling.
For me, you'll never have me back.
It's like the same thing about Melee, though. It's like, you'd be like, dude, just don't have any exploits.
I never play Melee anyways.
I don't either.
I play it just to... I actually kill people in Melee that try. I fight these kids just because it's hilarious when I get a kill off. But for COD,
that's true.
COD's was my...
Jam.
It was my wife. It's like you have a
I
wife and she comes over to you. It's like she walked over to you and kissed you and then walked over to me and spat in my face and slapped me.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I also love the old ones too. So
like for me, it's
I'm
like,
not completely sold.
Maybe I'm hooked on the past, but that's just who I am.
I don't think it has to have that to be good. Like
they slapped me in the face.
I could go either way.
She basically left me behind.
She came up to you.
Same with Ubisoft.
Kissed
dude.
you, slapped me.
Same with Ubisoft with these other people. I'm hearing like non-Assassin's
So you stopped
Creed.
liking COD and
if it like I stopped
BO4,
liking COD by
probably,
BO4, BO3. BO3 was actually the first.
When you first didn't like
I
it.
hated Black Ops 3.
When was Advanced Warfare?
2015. It was okay.
Was that before Black Ops 2?
It was before Black Ops 3. It was after Black Ops 2.
One that I can truthfully say that I did not like at all was
Ghosts.
Ghosts had, if it wasn't for the spawns, I actually liked the maps in Ghosts.
Yeah, the maps weren't so bad.
The spawns were just, if the spawns weren't so bad, I think Ghosts would have been a fine game.
But they did it, man. They took
also,
the
I
hatchet.
kind of like the story in it too.
They took the hatchet.
No, I was gonna say Infinite Warfare.
I didn't even
hated
play it.
Infinite Warfare.
But I just most everyone hated Infinite Warfare. For me,
somebody at my work started streaming when that came out because he liked it so much.
Yeah, so
I was like,
that's how I feel about Assassin's Creed. There's these non-gamers are like, dude, it's a game with Vikings in it and an RPG and it's open world. Oh, it's got the popular name.
Yeah.
They're like they like are so excited for it. They're so excited. I'm like,
set that analogy with the woman kissing me.
It's like that's what happened to me too. There were these guys over there, not just you, these non-gamers for Assassin's Creed. They were looking at me, and I was looking at them. There was a girl there. She really liked me for decades. Decades. She liked me for decades. 20 years. We were in love for 20 years. But slowly, throughout those 20 years, things started to get a little weird. She started acting a little weird. She started being less genuine. She started she started doing weird things. Like, she started really liking money a lot. She really liked money. She saw the other dude over there. She saw and then dollars came into her eyes. She saw those non-gamers. She walked over. You know, at the beginning, she was slowly moving over there to their table. Just slowly walking over. You know, we were slowly making our way. I'm like, wait, where are you going? Where are you going? She's like walking over there. But then she turns around, walks over to me. This is Mirage. I'm like, okay, she's noticing me for a second. Hang out with her, slaps me in the face, walks away. That's exactly how Mirage felt for me, because you could have made this, and now Ubisoft's bankrupt. They're close to bankruptcy.
Dude, they are flopping left.
And do you know why? Because that woman turned around and walked to the other side of the room.
I don't even know how they're still kicking at this point at all.
She saw the black samurai.
Who's giving you the money? Who's giving them this money that they're getting?
The crowd that they're really catering to. The crowd on the other side.
Like, how are they still getting money from investors at this point?
They won't.
It's like,
they're
bro,
done.
Your games are flopping every time.
There's this guy. His name was Darby. He was one of the head CEOs. Like, he was involved with the first Assassin's Creed, like 1 and 2. Like, all these people. You had Darby, you had Patrice. You had all these people that cared. And they left. They left because they were tired of dealing with Ubisoft. And when talented people leave, remember Jeff Kaplan,
oh yeah,
you know what happens. You know what happens to games when talented people leave who love their passion. Look at Star Wars. George Lucas left. What happened to that? It died. Sure, you had a couple good things. Rebels was good, but that's because someone who Lucas mentored made it. That's why Clone Wars succeeded, even though I cannot stand the latter seasons because it's just Jedi slander from some weird Anakin fanboy. But this is the problem with people. And this is the final. Yeah, we're about there. But this is the actual final thing. What happened? That's my question. What happened? That's what I'm going to say to my wife. What happened? Why'd you leave? Why'd you take the kids? Why'd you walk away? Why'd you take the house?
Why'd you take everything that I love?
Why did you take the story? You know, those stories you used to tell me by the campfire. They were really fun.
I don't know, man. I don't know why they took it. Honestly, our best bet at this point is
an industry crash.
Just enjoy. Well, yeah, there's things that can help, but I'm saying like the only enjoyment we're gonna get out of it is just taking the little bits that are actually good and just focusing on that because there's a lot of trash.
Yeah, and
they're still good.
There is
mostly
still good,
trash,
but like,
which means I'm just gonna be very particular on what I play.
Oh, same.
Multiplayer's different. Warzone's free. It's not gonna waste any money on it. Fortnite's free. Like stuff I like.
Fortnite's not a bad
multiplayer
game.
games I like the most are free, so it's not like I'm spending. Even though I do buy multiplayer COD every year, but I didn't mind this one. But either way, still, I'm basically paying $60 a year, $70 a year,
for a patch.
For a game that's not finished when it comes out and is going to be something different the year after. So, and they're making bank.
Yep, and they'll continue to make bank no matter what they do.
Hey man, I'm going to buy it. I'm sorry.
I'm at this point where if I don't,
as long as I know you won't buy it unless Zombies is good.
I'm getting to the point. I don't know
I don't think they'll keep this quality of Zombies in the future, though.
No, I'm in the same
I feel like
boat.
this is like we just got a lucky.
It's the same with the campaigns. I'll find one that's just as good as the originals, and then it's going to be bad.
This one's good. It's a little weird that it's online only, but.
Yep. See, there always has to be a caveat. Something's good.
They don't always do that though.
It was a practice that was slowly being adopted as time went on.
I really wish I knew why. Oh, was it to like do bug fixes and stuff?
Even if it was for bug fixes.
It's probably because their game isn't finished when they release it. So that kind of gives them a safe.
Well, you know what?
I bet that's why.
I still so badly hope a competitor comes out.
Me too. I would love for somebody to be like,
please, come in, sweep this industry, make it what it was when people cared. That's all I want.
We need all this money that these rich a-hole people put into the scene and to get rid of it.
Agreed.
Take it back. Same thing with esports. It's like, dude, take it all back. And take me to the days when we watched just because it was passionate. People competed because it's fun.
It wasn't because of brands.
Not because you're like, it's my job. Like, take me back, dude, to when rich people weren't like, is this a potential money that I can make? And then ruin everything. These idiots always come in and ruin everything.
They do.
They give everybody money, then everybody's like, money? Just stay away.
Stay away from these industries.
Stop taking everything that we love.
Yeah.
You already took movies.
Now you're
Stop
taking games. Okay? It's like, I also want to play your games, okay? Just let me play them, please. Don't tell me what I can and can't play.
Okay, we got to go.
But yeah.
It's an hour and a half that went.
Yeah.
Way longer than expected. Good episode, though.
Yeah. God bless people.
God bless. See you next week.
See you next week.